Greetings, boys and gits, and welcome again to Dread Waaagh Gaming. And in this episode, we're going to be having a little look at what it actually takes to get started in the hobby. I mean, everybody's got to start somewhere, haven't they? And these days, starting the hobby is very much driven by Games Workshop. And in fact, it is really the Games Workshop hobby now. Whereas when I was a kid, it was kind of Games Workshop were the leaders in the hobby, but you went to the game store, and funny enough, there wasn't as much competition to Games Workshop's products back then. It's just that they didn't mind you using other stuff, so there was more variety in the game, whereas now that there is more competition, they don't want you using other people's stuff, so there's less variety in the game. So it's changed up a little bit. So let's have a look at what it would cost to actually start collecting orcs if you was a newbie to the game entirely and used completely to follow Games Workshop's lead. So let's take a look at that, work out what it would cost, and then maybe we'll look at some alternative ways you could go about it. How about that then?
Right, so to kick things off, we have to buy the book, of course, the rule book, because he hasn't bought the box set. But obviously, looking on the website, you see there's the chapter approved 2018 edition. Well, I better grab that also, because there must be rules for me in there too, which there are. Tape measure, obviously, going to need that to be able to play the game. Let's assume he didn't nick one from his dad. He's buying some dice. I've picked him out some nice green ones there, since he's playing orcs. And also some wound trackers, because it seems like that's a thing, so might as well grab some of them. Won't get that codex, but that's the one. Yeah, Orc Codex. Not the special ed, but that one I do. Also, we're going to need some data cards, so we can play the game effectively with all our orc stratagems and stuff. Then we'll buy some models. We'll start off with the easy fit, easy push build ones, but we're going to need to put them together. So let's cut them out with some cutters, get ourselves a mould line remover so we can tidy them up, and get a pin vise so we can drill them gun barrels down so they look cool as well. Then obviously we're going to need to file up and tidy up and make it all pretty. But that's just preparing. We need to glue it together. So we're going to need some glue. This guy is not sure what glue to buy, so he buys the super glue, and he also buys the plastic glue, which is the one he's going to end up using most of the time. But he doesn't know that to start with, so that's what he got. He got both. He also got some green stuff and some liquid green stuff, because that way he can fill any gaps or any imperfections he's got on his minis as he's going. He's probably read a little bit of blurb about them on the website and gone, yeah, I'll have some of that. Citadel painting mat. Obviously this lad is doing it at the kitchen table to start with. We don't have a dedicated hobby space, so he's going to need all the stuff. So he needs some palette paper. He's also going to need some brushes. So we get him a nice little set of brushes, a couple of different ones there. That's a Citadel collection. And also the paint pot for him to actually wash his paints out of his brushes. And then of course we've got the paints. So we're going to start off with Wraithbone, because he's going to be buying into the new contrast paint range, but he's obviously going to need some highlight colours as well. So we've got some White Scar and some Pyraxi White for highlighting edges, with some Black Templar and some Null Oil, which is a nice wash to use. Got a collection of reds here. The Blood Angel's red, but he's also going to want some, like I say, to touch it up with and stuff like that. And this guy's obviously, he realises that he can mix some colours too, so he's going for some yellows as well, which he can use to highlight the greens that he's going to do for the orc flesh too. So we're going to get some nice couple of simple greens. In fact, we'll just get the orc flesh, which is one of the new ones, and the war boss green. You can add yellows to them to highlight them up. Got a collection of browns there, they're all from the new range. And also a silver and a gold, just picked at random, so you don't know which one's which, and some Rise of Rust because everyone loves it. So our 1,000-point army list that he's putting together, he's already got the 4 boys, plus the boys from this set, that makes 15. He's got 5 knobs, Death Dread, and a Pain Boy in the Start Collecting box set. And then he's also going to buy the Grux and knobs there, so he's got an extra 5 knobs, that makes 10, and a War Boss, so he's sorted there for a War Boss. He's going to get another 2 boxes of the boys to make up to 37 boys, and then he'll get another box of the 4, which makes 41, but he only needs 38 to make the 1,000-point list. But I mean, out of those he's going to have spares anyway. So we've also got 5 tank busters and bomb squigs, big mech with shock attack gun, a knob with Waaagh banner, and a dedicated transport being a truck. So let's add all that up, shall we?
So, a few of you may be thinking, well, adding that lot up, you don't really know. I mean, I wouldn't have picked those paints, for example. Okay, well, I've tried my very best to formulate this shopping cart as stuff that are essential for the 1,000 point list. Of course, I've tried to get bits that would be encouraged to be bought, and obviously essentials like the books and tools and stuff. But where paints are concerned, yeah, there's a little leeway. Arguably I could have got less reds and less yellows and a few more greens and, you know, a few other colours perhaps, but I think, you know, I wanted the guy to be able to actually use the contrast paints and then touch up with some highlights and stuff like that, and use a few washes, you know, and he doesn't know after all what he's doing, so he's going to make mistakes in buying anyway. So I didn't want to completely go with exactly what I would buy or something like that. I wanted to go with what a newbie looking at these things might think they should get. So that's what I tried to do. So with the paints, we're looking at €145.40. It's a lot of money. So that's not very many paints either. So it's really only, you know, you could carry all of those paints just in your two hands. Like, it's not very many. That's $145.40. The essentials, like the rule books, all the tools and all of that stuff, that's the really expensive bit. That's €346.75. Now, arguably you could add to that too, because you could say, well, you will be wanting and needing the couple of Vigilus books eventually, and also the painting handle might be a useful thing for, especially if you're a beginner, and that is something that Games Workshop would probably try and push you on buying. So, you know, that would be even more than the 346 if, you know, you bought those things too. You'd be looking at more like 400 and something. So, you know, and then of course you've got the minis. Now the minis actually ain't so bad. You're getting quite a bit for your money, I suppose. These, especially if you're buying the Start Collecting box set and a few of those bundles there. So you're looking at €299.50. So that brings us a grand total of $791.65 to start collecting orcs. So that's a very, very expensive markup for somebody looking to start a 1,000 point army, have it painted and ready. Really is, isn't it? So let's have a look in some future episodes at ways we can reduce that. I will be doing a couple of episodes where I'll talk about ways that you can start collecting orcs and bring this figure down. But if you want to see more of what I've done on this episode and you want to look over my reasoning as to why I picked the various things that I did, then check out the article that's going to be going up on my new website, which is dreadwaghgaming.com. And as you see here, I'm saying join the forum, because the main purpose for my website is actually to start a new Waaagh forum. Many of you guys may remember the Waaagh forum from back in the days, and it's what really inspired a lot of people to get into orcs, or at least to further their orc conversions and stuff like that. So that's what I'm hoping this is going to be, because I really do like to champion the community, as you guys know, and third-party bits and stuff like that. So I'm going to provide a place where we can all share our love for all of that, and yeah, come along, join in, because, you know, I'm going to be sharing all sorts of good stuff on there, and it's going to be the place for all of them fantastic orky modelers to hang out and share their stuff, where it can be catalogued, and you don't have to type in the search bar on Facebook going, oh, sorry guys, could you just share me some pictures of your converted trucks or whatever. You can just search it in the search bar on the forum. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, all comes up in front of you. Happy days. So check it out. It's really good. In this episode, we're going to be having a little look at all of that stuff. Yeah, that's an edit. 1, 2, 1, 2. So, okay.